if you're one-dimensional, you bring no uniqueness to the table. You become so average compared to everybody else that is in that same field that there's nothing that makes you different or sets you apart from anybody else. You know, an important thing to understand about life and the way the cards are dealt sometimes is that you're always going to have a different hand. You're never going to always have the bad hand. You're never going to always have the good hand. But you're always going to be dealt cards in life that are either going to be really easy and something that's going to bring a reward, or should I say a reward a lot sooner, almost a little more guaranteed. And sometimes you get dealt with really bad hands that you either going to know that it's going to be really rough for the moment, or you're going to be able to find a way to make that hand work for you on the table. And I think a lot of people choose the latter, which is kind of accepting that what they see is what they're going to get. And instead of realizing that they actually have control in what they want to do. I mean, this is how the biggest people, the elitists, whoever you want to call them, but the people that have dominated the business world, the music world, the entertainment world, this is what they've come to realize, is that it's about how you handle a situation that can turn from something really bad to something really amazing. And a lot of us say that we get handed really bad cards, but if we look at it in a different way and read the room that's around us, our hands may be way better than what we thought. And with the pandemic and everything going on, a lot of people are stuck. A lot of people think that they can't do what they want because, you know, this virus and the businesses and everything's shutting down. And listen, there is a point to that. There is no doubt that there are things prohibiting and making things really hard, especially, you know, in the live music scene. It's really hard to create anything. But you have a choice. You can let that stop you, or you can start finding different ways to achieve what you want to achieve, but with the situation at hand. That's how innovation happens. That's how things get created. That's how things develop. That's how, you know, I mean, as simple as the iPhone was made, right? It was an idea of creating something that could connect us all. And it was done. I mean, no one's ever seen anything like that. We've talked about that. We've talked about crazy gadgets in the future, flying cars, and I mean, we're getting closer and closer to, you know, an iRobot situation, right? We got AI doing some crazy things. You got Elon Musk creating crazy things. It's a wild time, but the point is that the people that have created the most innovation that's affected society were the people that said, there's a better way to do this. I need to pivot. I need to adjust. I need to do something different. I need to think about something different. And you don't have to be a Steve Jobs, an Elon Musk, Bill Gates, whatever. You don't have to be that big when it comes to thinking about these things. It's as simple as looking at your daily life and going, hey, I'm in sales, right? If I'm having a couple of days where no one's buying anything, well, I might have to pivot and adjust how I'm going about my sales process. I may have to stop calling people. I may have to email. I may have to text. I may have to, do a different whole strategy when it comes to my prospecting process. Instead of going, oh, I suck, or, the leads suck and nothing's working, because I'm so fixated on this one way in this one direction, I can choose to pivot and go, okay, maybe if I try something different, something that's never been done, or something that I've heard someone else do, it might work for me. And that's where people elevate. That's where people grow. And that's where people bring value to something bigger than just themselves. So, where can this play a part in your life? One, you can't let the pandemic be the only thing that's preventing you from living your life. Yes, be safe, do what you need to do, take care of yourself, your loved ones, but find a way to make things that you need to happen. With my life, I'm a musician, and right now my music is kind of on a pause. So I've emphasized more in another passion of mine, which is in fitness and being in sales and helping change people's lives through getting their, fitness levels to the level that they need to be to just be okay and be able to walk up and down stairs. I find fulfillment in that. That's not music and that's not the same fulfillment, but it is a sense of fulfillment for me, and I am benefiting from it. Versus me just saying, no, I'm stuck here, I have to do this, and I have to keep going. If you're one-dimensional, you bring no uniqueness to the table. You become so average compared to everybody else that is in that same field that there's nothing that makes you different or sets you apart from anybody else. That's why it's so important to be versatile. That's why it's so important to pivot. And a lot of us go, well, I don't know what to do. I only know this. This is what I've done my whole life, or this is what I'm really good at. Well, you got good at that because you tried it. You didn't know you were going to be good at it until you tried it. So you have to start taking some risks in trying different things. And not everything's going to work. It's just not. But at least At least you can walk away and say, hey, you know what? I tried it. And it didn't work. But if you don't do that, you'll never know. And you're going to give the same excuses of, I am where I am because of the pandemic, because of my boss, because of my parents, because of my wife, my husband, because of my kids. And that's weak. Because you have a choice. You have the ability to change your mindset and go, I'm either going to choose to be like this, or I'm going to pivot and find a new way to win. That's through my purpose. That fulfills me. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is through trying different things, taking risks, putting yourself out there. You never know how much more of an upside there is on taking certain risks than there is on the downside. Obviously, you got to calculate risks and choose which one and where your risk tolerance is. But, man, you don't realize, we always think about, if I take this risk, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I shouldn't say never, because maybe there's people out there. But most people think, if I take this risk, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? Instead of, if I take this risk, what's the best thing that's going to happen? Am I going to make more money? Am I going to be relocated? Am I going to be in the position, in the job I want to be? Am I going to officially push my business to the level it needs to be in terms of revenue? You just don't know. You got to take risks. You got to be able to pivot. You got to look at the cards that you're dealt with. And each round, you're going to be dealt with different cards. And you got to decide whether you're going to take that hand that when you get that really bad one to lose and just say, fuck it. Or you're going to look to see if you can make that hand work for you. That's going to lead you to a way happier life. That's going to lead you to more fulfillment. And that's going to give you so many other things to add into your life that you never knew. I guarantee you, for the people out there who are looking for that special someone, that are looking for that right job, that are looking for that right business partner or that right idea, you're in this position because you need to make some sort of decision or take some massive action in a direction that is scary and uncomfortable, but it's going to provide you with information. It's going to give you something to take back and go, I really like this, I don't like this. You're going to be able to have more substance than being one-dimensional. So, get after it. Take risks. Each hand you're dealt with, find a way to make it work. Don't just give up right away. Read the room. See what's around. If you fold, you fold. But at least know that you're folding because it's based on risk tolerance. Not based on insecurities. Not based on whether you think you're valuable or even worth it. It's worth the risk.